Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Autumn. Me and my husband Caleb are headed to Sayulita, Mexico in 2 days. We're going to be there for 2 weeks, and I am putting together a DIY first aid kit for our upcoming adventures. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to see all of the adventures in the next 2 weeks. We're going to be scuba diving, we're going to be mountain biking, we're going to be playing in the ocean, we're going to be doing some epic hikes. If you're interested in checking out that area, make sure you subscribe and like this video. But today, my focus is on showing you how to make a DIY first aid kit for your next trip to Mexico. So let's get started. Okay, so pro tip is when you are putting together your DIY first aid kit, you need to make sure that you have a list of all of the medications that you are on a regular basis. So if you're on multiple medications, make sure that you put together a list. You can laminate it with your allergies and put it in that first aid kit. That way, if anything ever happens, you have a list of medications you take to give to the provider in a foreign country. Now, let's start with number one on my personal list, which is Benadryl or antihistamines. These are helpful for if you have an allergic reaction or if you get a rash when you're out hiking, something that's going to calm down that itch or that allergy type reaction. Number two is motion sickness meds. So it's really nice if you're going to be on a boat, a cruise, you're going to be doing anything where there's going to be some rocking to have some motion sickness meds. Number three is ibuprofen or Tylenol. You're going to be active, you're going to be busy, you're going to be doing things, and those back pain, that knee pain, that shoulder pain, if it starts acting up, you want some ibuprofen or Tylenol to have on hand. The next thing is Neosporin or bacitracin or some sort of antibiotic ointment in case you cut yourself or you get a little bit of a wound. You want to have something to put in there to prevent it from getting infected. The next thing is muscle rub. We use muscle rub pretty frequently at home because we're very active. It's the same thing when we travel. We want something to put on at the end of the day, help soothe those aching muscles after a full day of adventures. Then we have burn relief cream. I only put 1 or 2 packets of this in my DIY first aid kit, but we do cook a lot when we're traveling because we stay at Airbnbs most of the time. So it's nice to have this just in case. I have hydrocortisone cream or anti-itch cream. Mosquitoes can be bad in Mexico, so I do recommend having something like hydrocortisone cream so that way it helps with the itch so you're not up all night itching like crazy. It's just nice to have this for rashes or for mosquito bites. Next thing I recommend is hand sanitizer. Either hand sanitizer wipes like I have or some sort of hand sanitizer in those 3-ounce bottles that you can carry on the plane. Just something so you can wash your hands if you're in an area where there's not running water for the day. The next thing is GI meds. So this is going to include things like Pepto-Bismol, Imodium, Tums. You're going to be drinking tequila, you're going to be drinking margaritas, you're going to be eating jalapenos, you're going to be eating spicy food. And if your stomach is not used to some of the food in Mexico, you may end up with traveler's diarrhea, and that's why I carry Imodium. You also may end up with vomiting, Pepto-Bismol, or you just might get some acid reflux, Tums. 3 things that I always carry with me are GI meds when I'm traveling to Mexico. The next thing is Band-Aids. I always take 5 to 10 Band-Aids with me just in case I do get a little nick or a scrape here and there, or the back of my heel rubs from all the walking. It's nice to have some Band-Aids on hand. The next thing I recommend is antifungal. We bring an antifungal powder so that way we can sprinkle it in our shoes because it's hot, it's humid. Fungus loves hot and humid areas. Then I also bring some antifungal cream just in case. The next thing is hydration packs. So I usually bring an entire box of hydration packs just because we're very active. We're hiking, we're biking, we're surfing, we're doing all types of things where we're gonna get dehydrated if we're in the hot sun. If you're doing a lot of active things, I do recommend bringing some hydration packs, or for even like a hangover, if you're going tequila tasting, you want something to rehydrate so you can actually enjoy your trip without feeling dehydrated. The next thing is earplugs. I do recommend carrying some earplugs. One, when you're in Mexico, it can be noisy. It's great. It's a great atmosphere, but it can be noisy. So bring some earplugs. And then also, you want to wear earplugs when you're in the ocean or where you're in bodies of water. The last thing you want on your trip is an ear infection that ruins the remainder of your vacation. So bring some earplugs. Then I do recommend some sort of face sunscreen or mineral-based face sunscreen. Obviously, you want to bring a lot of sunscreen so you don't burn day 1 of your trip. But I always have an extra face sunscreen that's mineral-based in my DIY first aid kit, just to have on hand. It's small, it's easy to carry, easy to put on, and I really like it. And then finally, I always carry extra sanitary pads, just in case. The other pro tip I got when I lived in Guatemala was if you're going to be traveling all day, you're going to be on a hot, sweaty bus or on a plane, put a sanitary pad in. It will help wick away moisture, You won't get that dreaded swamp ass. So I always have a lot of extra sanitary pads when I'm traveling. So if I'm going to be traveling on a bus or doing something really active all day and I'm going to be sweaty, I put one in and voila, goodbye swamp ass. Which is really funny, but it's actually kind of a pro tip and I definitely recommend it. So that is everything I put in my DIY first aid kit. Obviously, you're going to have a few different things. And if I miss something that you think is really important, please comment below. Again, subscribe to us if you want to see our next 2-week vacation to Sayulita. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much, everybody.